Yo, I saw that, bro.
Saw what?
The new girl was throwing some major vibes over here. It's on. I'm gonna ask her out.
She's the coach's daughter.
So? You dated the coach's daughter last year, same thing. Hey, the heart wants what it wants, right?
She's not even into football, dude. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie, FuturisticMike, and I'm back with another All-American video if you're new. Now, this is going to be the review and recap for All-American Season 3, Episode 3. If you're a fan of All-American, if you love All-American, hit the like on this video. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're finding me, subscribe and turn on those post notifications so when I post videos on All-American, you get them. Now, the title to this episode is High Expectations, and the description for this episode reads, with the first game of the season coming up, Spencer starts to feel the pressure on and off the field. Jordan realizes he needs to step up. Asher keeps trying to talk to Olivia about the summer, but she does everything she can to avoid the issue. Yeah, we know why Olivia is avoiding the issue. She doesn't want to talk about cheating on Asher with Spencer. We find out in this episode that Asher didn't even cheat on Olivia. You know, he didn't even do anything with Vanessa. I think this was a really solid episode. I'm going to rate this episode a 9 out of 10. I think this was better than the first 2 episodes, in my opinion. This episode was really good. But let's get right into the recap. I'm going to try my best to cover everything, all the key points. If I miss anything, let me know. Now, when the episode first starts, we see Beverly. They're on the field and they're practicing. You know, the coach, she is not exactly 100% happy with what she's seeing. She wants improvement. Now we see Asher on the field with the coach, and the coach is asking Asher for his opinion. You know, since he's not playing for real, since he can't play right now, she wants to know his opinion. She said you can see better from the sidelines. Then we see Vanessa come up and she pulls the coach to her side, you know, her mother, and JJ comes up to Asher and he says that he can tell Vanessa is looking at him. And Asher's like, nah, you think she's looking at you? So JJ says that he thinks he's gonna ask her out. And Asher seems really butthurt about it. Now next we also see Beverly out there putting in that work. And I feel bad for Darnell. You know, Darnell is just sitting on the bench and he looks really upset. And I understand, you know, I understand where he's coming from, for real. I really do. He wants to be out there and he wants to be putting in that work. Now, the coach, Billy, walks up with this dude, Manny, this dude that was in the NFL. You know, he won a Super Bowl ring. He's good friends with Billy, and Billy just brought him there to talk to the team and hang out while they practice and everything like that. And he's just giving them advice, saying that, you know, in order for them to be good, in order for them to win, they have to truly trust each other and they have to put in that hard work. Now, next we see the team in the locker room working out, and Billy wants to see Darnell. Now, Darnell, you know, he's salty. Billy wants to know what's on his mind, and he says that he's fine. He doesn't have anything to say. But then he says he wants to know if it's Billy's team or Spencer's team. He says he still didn't figure that out yet. So he's still in his feelings about Chris taking that QB spot. Next, we see Layla and Simone. They're hanging out. You know, they're talking about their boyfriends, Spencer and Jordan, and they bring up an idea to go on a double date without Spencer and Jordan actually knowing. They said, you know, it's a bad idea, but it could work. Then we see Vanessa walk up and she wants to know if Layla wants to hang out. Layla says no because she has a lot of work to do, but obviously she's lying. She knows the secret about Vanessa and Asher in Mexico. And being Olivia's friend, she feels like it's not best for her to be friends with her right at the moment. Now next we see Coop walking down the street, and Mo is over there talking to a gang. And Coop wants to know exactly what the hell is going on, man. Coop always thinks something's going on in the neighborhood, man. She always wants to get down to what is going on her block. So she asked this dude, Dre, what that was about, you know, what Mo was talking to him about, and he said not to worry about it, and he walks away. Next, we see Spencer come into this restaurant, and he just wants some chips. And the person working there says, look, you don't want a Spencer James? They named a whole sandwich after my man Spencer. Like, that's crazy. So Spencer says, no, I'm gonna just go with the chips. And dude's like, nope, look, it's on the house. You're getting a sandwich. And Darnell, he's in his feelings, so he's shaking his head at what's going on in this situation. Then Spencer goes over to Darnell. He wants to make sure they're good, that they don't got no beef. And then Chris walks up and he says that the coach wants to see the team. And then Darnell starts to get up and Chris is like, nope, only starting offense. And then the manager brings over Spencer his Spencer James sandwich. Next, we see Billy talking to Manny, and Billy says that, he feels bad because he's not going to be able to be there for Jordan throughout his games this year. And he says that his dad never missed any games of his, and Manny's just giving him advice, saying that, he just has to focus on what's in front of him. He's going to be a good coach, and he's exactly where he wants to be. Next, we see Coop over at Spencer's house. Spencer's getting ready to go out with Layla, and it's funny because Coop says to Spencer, you're really going to go out with that jacket? So, she had to crack on Spencer real quick. And then Coop brings up how she thinks something major is going down in the neighborhood. She brings up that Mo was talking to a rival gang. And Spencer says, look, you're not involved in that life no more. Just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. But he wanted to know what was wrong with his jacket. So he changed his jacket. And Coop looks at him like, you really think that jacket's any better? So he takes it off and throws it at Coop. I was weak. Now next we see Olivia and Asher. They're talking about watching some movie, but she says that, Layla already told her what happened at the end, that the main character died. So Asher's like, why are we even watching it then? But Jordan comes downstairs, he's getting ready to leave for his date, and they ask to go with them. So next we see Simone, and Layla and Spencer go to meet Simone. Then next we see Asher and Olivia pop up. So they're like, wait, what's going on here? Like, Spencer knows this is a setup. And then Asher tells Spencer that Jordan left because he's seen Spencer go inside. So I guess Jordan's not ready to see Spencer yet. And then next we see JJ walk up with Vanessa. And you should see Asher's face, man. I was weak. This dude seemed super salty that JJ was there with Vanessa. So it's more than a double date. There's a whole bunch of people there. So everybody's just kicking it, playing pool, and just hanging out, having a good time. Then we see Vanessa go to talk to Asher. And she says that he needs to stop acting a certain way every time she gets close to somebody or whatever. She says that she's here at this new school to make friends, and he needs to stop acting like that. And Asher says that JJ is not a good match for her. Next, we see Layla and Olivia, and Layla says, I wonder what they're talking about, and Olivia says, I'm not. So then Spencer walks up, and Olivia walks away. Spencer says that he can read the room pretty good, and he wants to know what's going on with Asher and Vanessa. So Layla tells him the truth. She tells him everything. Next, we see Coop go to talk to Dre. She wants to know what's going on. She demands that Dre tells her what's going on. So Dre tells her that Spencer's shooter got arrested. And of course, Coop being Coop, she just can't leave it alone. She's like, wait, did somebody snitch? Like, what's going on? How did that happen? Like, Coop, come on, man. Quit asking questions. Just take the information and go. Now, next we see JJ sitting there with Vanessa. He's eating wings, and he's making a complete mess. And he says that once he ate 92 wings in one sitting, and Vanessa does not seem interested at all into what JJ is doing or talking about. She doesn't seem like she's into him. So Layla comes over there, and she says that, they should hang out on the weekend or whatever. She says she's sorry that she told her she had a lot of work to do, and she found her here hanging out with everybody. JJ's like, yeah, we can make it a double date. And Layla's like, no, how about just us? Next, we see Spencer talking to Simone, and they're playing darts. And Spencer's asking about Jordan. He wants to know if he's cool and everything. Simone says that he might not be ready to see him, but just give him time. So Spencer tells Simone to wish Jordan good luck for him, for his first game. Now, next we see Coop go to see Laura. And once again, like I said, man, Coop just won't leave things alone. She wants to know if somebody snitched. Laura said that she can't tell Coop anything legally, but all that she can tell her is that sometimes people feel bad about the stuff that they do, and he probably felt bad and turned himself in. Man, Coop sometimes just irritates me with the way she acts. Next, we see Darnell at the restaurant, and he's studying, and then Manny comes over and talks to him and tells him, to just be patient and focus, and sooner or later his time will come. Because he tells him that the first 7 years of his career, he was a backup quarterback. So, of course, Darnell felt better after this. And it's funny because Manny got a Spencer James sandwich, and Darnell says, "How is the sandwich?" And he's like, "It could use some mayo." Now, next we see Spencer playing pool, and Olivia comes up and asks if she can play. So they just start talking about the summer pretty much. And Olivia doesn't want to talk about it. And Spencer, he wants to talk about what happened. They just can't just keep avoiding it. But Olivia doesn't really want to talk about it. And they also talk about Asher. Spencer tells Olivia that he knows about Vanessa and Asher. And Olivia's like, "What? Layla told you?" But the whole time this is going on, the whole time they're talking, Layla's just watching. So she's peeping what's going on. Next, we see Layla drive Spencer home, and she wants to know what's going on with Spencer, because apparently Spencer was staring out the window the entire time on the way home. And Layla says that she's seen him talking to Olivia, and she wants to know what they were talking about. Layla said she wants to know whatever Spencer's hiding. So Spencer basically told her that what they were talking about was that, his arm keeps jamming up. He said he's scared because if his arm doesn't go back to normal, he's not going to be able to go back to his old self. And he said he's worried that the scouts that come are going to think he's damaged. Now, next we see Jordan on the phone with Billy. Billy wants to wish Jordan good luck. He's not going to be able to be there for his first game. Billy asks him how it's going with the new coach. This conversation was just Billy trying to be there for Jordan, and it made Jordan really happy. Now, next we see Coop go to visit Spencer before the game. And of course, Coop tells him that his shooter got arrested. I think Coop could have waited until after the game to tell him that. But then she starts saying what she thought might have happened, that somebody snitched or there's just not something right. And Spencer's like, "Look, you need to chill with all these conspiracy theories. I don't got time for it." Then next we see Olivia and Asher meet up before the big game. And this is when Asher tells Olivia the truth. Asher has been trying to talk to Olivia about the summer for a while now. And he finally tells her that he knows Vanessa. He says that over the summer, he met up with Vanessa in Mexico. He said he didn't know her before that, but they had a connection. He said they had a connection that he can't even explain, like an unbelievable connection, but he never cheated on Olivia. And Olivia says, "Look, you don't need to tell me no more. Don't say nothing else. What happened in the summer happened. It's in the past. We can move on." And she's just saying that because she cheated on Asher with Spencer. So she doesn't want to talk about anything because she's guilty. Now, next we see Spencer getting ready to play football, and his arm locks up again. He starts thinking about the shooting, and, his arm cramps up and stuff like that. Then we see the game. It was starting to be a blowout. Crenshaw was losing 28-7. Next, we see Coop go to talk to Mo, and Coop wants to know how exactly the shooter got arrested. And Mo is like, "Look, you always want to know something. Look, I'm cleaning up the neighborhood. That's all that matters, and I'm not done yet." She said, "Tell Spencer the neighborhood is looking out for him." Next, we see Darnell. He wants Billy to put him in, and he got his wish, because then we see the locker room after the half, and Billy says that he's putting Darnell in for the quarterback instead of Chris. Of course, Chris gets butthurt. He's upset, but Billy said, "Yo, chill. I'm just trying to switch something up real quick." So they go out there, and Spencer and Darnell were playing so good together. They came back, but they missed the kick after the touchdown, and they lost by 1 point. So they were pretty upset. But, Layla was still happy for Spencer. They were walking after the game, and Layla was saying that he was amazing out there. And Spencer told her that his arm locked up before the game, but she was still happy for him. Now, next we see the new coach for Beverly, and she says that she is so embarrassed of this team. They ended up winning, but she said she was still embarrassed. They didn't go out there and do a good job at all. So she leaves the room, everybody is cheering and partying and stuff like that. And Jordan is like, yo, chill. I'm the captain of this team. There's not gonna be no partying. We need to take this seriously. He said, I'm embarrassed too. He said, you know what? Next practice, y'all come in an hour early. I don't care what time the coach tells y'all to come in. He said, she wants you here at 7, I want you here at 6, or something like that. He said, come in an hour early, and if you don't come in an hour early, then you might as well hang up your jersey. And when the team walks away, you see the coach around the corner smiling. So she really liked that Jordan took charge, and he's telling the team what it is. Now next we see Billy talking to Manny, and he's just disappointed because his team did not win. But Manny tells him that, look, that's just the first game. From now on, you guys are going to win. Now, we see Vanessa on the phone with Asher. And Asher says that he told Olivia everything, but she wasn't mad. Vanessa said, don't you think it's weird that she didn't get mad? She said, if I was a girl in a relationship with a guy and he told me that, I'd definitely be mad. She's like, don't you think Olivia might be acting like that because she's hiding something too? Next, we see Darnell and Spencer walking down the street, and they're so happy with each other. They said they made magic out on the field. They worked so good together. They were just vibing, and I really loved this moment because they were kind of beefing for the first couple episodes. So I really liked to see this. Now, next, we see them walk up to the house, and some dudes in some uniforms are there about Darnell's mother. They want to speak to him about his mom. His mom got badly hurt or something. So he looked really upset. He looked at Spencer, and then that was the end of the episode. This was an extremely solid episode. I really liked this one, man. Like I said, better than the first and second one in my opinion. What did you guys think of this one? Like I said, 9 out of 10 in my opinion. It was a great ass episode. But what do you guys think? Comment your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts, theories, predictions for the rest of the season? Keep supporting your boy, and I'll be continuing to bring y'all all-American content in the future. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can never miss a video. If you guys want to donate to the channel, I got links below in the description to the PayPal and Cash App accounts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me get out of here, y'all. It's your boy, FuturisticMike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.